Okay, hi class. This is going to be your Igneous Rock Lab. I have the 6 samples here. They're kind of mixed up, so they shouldn't be exactly like the order that we saw them while I was introducing these rocks to you. You're going to have available to you, posted on Canvas, will be this Igneous Rock Identification Chart. Remember that you're looking for 2 things to try to figure out what the name of the rock is. You're looking to try to figure out what texture you have. So remember there are 5 textures: coarse grained, fine grained, porphyritic, which is going to have both, glassy, or vesicular, which has the holes. And then we have 3 different mineral compositions: felsic, intermediate, or mafic. Felsic is going to be your lighter colored stuff with quartz and potassium. Mafic is going to be your darker colored stuff, almost black. So use this chart to help you figure out what these samples are. And I will have posted on Canvas an answer sheet for you to submit your answers in. They're going to ask you for, well, they're going to tell you what sample number you have. So use the sample numbers you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to ask you for the name of the rock, what the texture is. So give me the texture listed here on this side column, whatever you think it is: coarse grain, fine grain, glassy, vesicular. Mineral composition, just tell me, do you think it's felsic, intermediate, or mafic? You don't have to give me the actual minerals, just felsic, intermediate, or mafic. And then the origin of the rock. So was it a extrusive rock that formed as a volcanic rock, or was it intrusive that cooled beneath the Earth's surface? And then if there are any other things that help you identify the rock, I should have a place for you to put those in as well. So now let's go ahead and look at the rocks themselves. The first sample, number 1, if you can see it, is a very dark color. I hope you can see as I move this around, you can see the light shining off all the crystal faces. And so you should be able to see that the crystals in this are rather large. It is a pretty hard rock, although hardness doesn't really play into what name you will name it, but pretty high density hard rock. That's number 1. Number 2, still looks dark, but I think you can see in the camera now that it has a lighter kind of color. It's more like a reddish brown, bordering on pink over here. As I move it around, you don't really see many crystals. There are a few small crystals here and there. I think these are mostly on the surface and aren't really a part of the rock itself. And so I would say that in general, your rock's going to look a lot like what you see over here on this side. Not a lot of large crystals. So this is rock number 2. Here is rock number 3. This one, as you can probably see, it's pretty dark, probably a very similar color to number 1. But unlike number 1, you're really not seeing a lot of flash of the crystal faces here, which probably indicates that this is a rock with relatively small crystal size. Number 4. You can see it has several different colors in here, mostly light grained minerals. A little bit of dark here, but not too much. Pretty large. As I move it around, you can see that the dark minerals are pretty large. You have some large pink right here, some large white in between these. So this is probably a large grained rock. Number 5 is actually very light. This is not heavy at all. You can see that it is a lighter colored rock. I don't know that you're going to be able to see much detail here. Trying to see if I can get the camera to focus. When I rub my hand against this, it feels very rough. It doesn't show any of the large holes, but it does have little holes in it. So there are holes pretty much everywhere in this rock, which is why it feels very light. It's not a heavy rock because it's not super solid. There's a lot of empty holes in it. And then number 6, I think you can see this pretty well. Pretty shiny. Nice pattern for your breakage here. And obviously a very dark color. So those are your 6 samples. Not a lot of interaction with these samples. You don't need to do scratch tests or acid drips or anything like that. You pretty much just look at them and try to identify, do they have large grains, do they have small grains, and what is the mineral composition? Is it going to be felsic, a light colored rock, intermediate, or mafic? And please go back and watch the igneous introduction video where I kind of talk about each of these rocks in particular and tell you the names of them, and that should help you out quite a bit too. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If I need to make another video to kind of supplement this, I will, where I will answer your questions through email. I hope this works out. I know it's not the best lab, but it's the best we can do over the internet. So if you have any questions, give me an email. Look for the answer sheet to be on Canvas, as well as all the other materials to help you out. I should have it organized, hopefully, pretty well. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.